Yeah, I think that would be. Like, I could just drop my equipment and like.
That sounds like a good plan.
Okay.
Adrex can carry your stuff.
Come on.
I'm carrying Birdie, so you don't have to carry him.
You make a compelling argument.
All right, everybody make a Constitution saving throw. DC is 25. Windy and Birdie, you can make it with advantage. I need to know how much everybody fails it by.
We get +3 from this?
Yeah, that's fine.
Is this magic?
No.
Can I score an auto 20?
No.
That one!
Really, Raazu?
Can I spend 4 blips to get a 20 on this?
No. I'll tell you what, everybody can take the benefit of a long rest before making this roll, but that's as much as I'm giving you.
Yeah.
I failed by 6.
By 6?
That one puts it to...
We get a +3?
Yes.
I made it.
Wendy made it? You rolling with advantage. You're fine?
Yeah.
17. No, 16.
Minus 16?
Yeah.
How'd Adrex do?
He fails it by... by 25, so 9.
And how'd Birdie do?
I failed it by 14.
Okay.
Man, you guys were not meant for mountains.
No, we weren't.
I feel like Adrex should be.
Like I could go through the mountain.
Give Adrex like half a level. He can sprout wings.
This explains why you're all so weak.
Okay.
I just love the idea of Adrex suddenly getting wings.
You know how jealous I would be, Birdie.
Adrex is just standing there, like it's at like 3:23 p.m. and he just starts going, "Oh!" and then big wings pop out of him.
That's what I imagine happens.
Here's what happens. Yeah. By the time the monastery comes into view, this is the most difficult and most harrowing physical exertion any of you have ever done. Even you, Windy, because I mean you're constantly flying blind back and forth. It's very difficult to get a rest. It's very cold. It's very windy. There are very few smooth places to catch a rest. By the time you reach the gates of the monastery, Red, you have 2 levels of exhaustion.
Okay.
Birdie, you have 3. Adrex, you have 2 levels of exhaustion. Raazu, you have 4 levels of exhaustion.
Oh god, what's 4 levels?
HP maximum is halved.
Okay. 5 is dead, right?
And then the red caps show up.
6 is dead.
6 is... Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah. 5 is unconscious. 6 is dead. Okay.
Where do we mark exhaustion?
I set this check up to where it would be very difficult for anybody to actually die immediately from this roll. Although that would have been a terrible way to go out.
It's like, oh, you just died. No.
This is what does it. This is what takes Raazu out.
There we go. Exhaustion. You said 2 for Adrex, right? Yeah.
Alright, so...
No man was strong enough, so I died to the plane itself.
Hit point maximum halved, and that's not updating on my character sheet for... But,
You can handle it.
And your speed is halved, and you got disadvantage on all rolls, and you're just really tired.
Yeah.
You have all your blood, though.
Yeah, all my blood came back.
All your blood is there. And you're met at the gates of this vast monastery by several of the Aarakocra monks. 4 of them in total. There's no road leading through these mountains. As I said, this is a place that you're meant to arrive at by wing. What does this place look like, Windy?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask. How do gates work when you're expected to fly in?
It's a giant bird's nest.
I think it's probably, I think there probably aren't gates. It's just mostly open. Because if you're an Aarakocra, you would want to be able to just fly out whenever you want. Like, there's maybe some coverings, but that's about it.
Okay.
And then, I don't know, I was kind of picturing like you made the joke like a giant bird's nest, but more like a lot of like really high objects, like thin objects that would give like, if instead of a bench, you'd have like just places to perch.
So there's not anywhere for these guys to sit or lay down.
probably like only maybe like just one or two really small areas that they could lay down in,
Okay.
but that aren't really designed for it.
Like, where do they store things then?
Exactly, like that's what I'm saying. Like somewhere like that.
Okay. Each of these monks comes bearing a ladle with water, which is offered to your companions. And speaking in the whistling language of the Aarakocra, which we'll just subtitle here because I don't want to just sit here whistling back and forth to Nodal for the next half hour. Yeah, that was weak, Nodal.
6 out of 10.
Thanks, German judge.
But yeah, the Walmart greeters, they tell you that it's been...
Excuse me, I'm pretty sure you meant to say the Walmart tweeters.
That hurt. Ow.
I really like that.
They inform you it's been lifetimes since any outsiders have climbed the rocks, come to the summit of the mountain on a pilgrimage to this monastery. And they ask who you are and why you've come here.
So, question. Aarakocra don't live but, like, 6 months, so, like, lifetimes, so, like, what, 2 years since somebody came to visit?
Still a very
So
long
like
time.
yeah, like 15 years probably.
Have you ever been to a place that nobody's been to in 15 years? That's still impressive.
And Wendy will introduce herself and her companion since they're a bit too exhausted to do it themselves, and then say she was here seeking knowledge of any other Aarakocra who had learned to overcome some of their difficulties, and she removes the bandages from around her head.
Oh, they're doing Adrex to get the eyes.
What?
So what does the monks
Get
clarify?
the eyes. I think she needs them.
You've come seeking healing.
Right.
And Wendy kind of like considers it for a moment, and then shakes her head, and she says, I keep feeling like I'm just on the edge of some kind of new understanding.
Adrex holds out the eyes warily. She might need these.
Gross.
And, yeah, and Wendy kind of like puts Adrian's arm. Hey, what's up?
What?
Psst, hey.
What?
I mean, they're pickled eyes at this point. They're still glowing with the fire of Feywilds.
Yeah, so like the Aarakocra immediately like, wait, what the fuck?
So her eyes. She needs them. They're magic or something. I'm really tired.
And the monks bid you all enter. And as I said, everything in this place is built for Aarakocra, and even in my Aarakocra standards, it's not built to be particularly comfortable. This is a monastery in the most remote regions of these mountains. This is... this is some old martial arts master stuff. These people are not... Their lifestyle is not meant to be comfortable.
Think about how sweet the hang lying down is going to be, though. Keep your eye on the prize.
Most intense base jumping you'll ever do.
Do they at least keep a fire somewhere?
Yeah, they have fire pits.
Okay.
Wendy, you quickly learn that the high priest in residence, he's called Parting Clouds Before the Moon.
Sweet.
And that you've come a great distance to seek wisdom. This is the man you would seek it from.
And Wendy asks when she could intrude on his meditation.
They exchange glances for a moment. And they ask you if you've meditated on this. if you have attempted to seek wisdom inside before embarking on this journey.
And Wendy thinks about it for a moment, because she did try to, like, understand this earlier when she was down on the ground on the surface, but after making this journey, she feels like maybe she learned something just traveling through the windswept lands of her homeland again. And yeah, what?
I was gonna say the eyes are in you, were inside of you all along.
Yeah, exactly. And Wendy eventually shakes her head. She says, "There's always something new to learn."
Make an insight check.
All right. See, I always roll high when it's important. That's 26.
Something is troubling these two monks that you're currently speaking to. When you ask when it would be appropriate to intrude on the high priest's meditation, you were kind of expected to be given a time scale, like how long before I'll have an audience with this man who I've traveled so long to seek his wisdom. The fact that they're being a little cagey about it. Get it, birds? Cagey?
I get it,
okay. The fact that they're being a little cagey about
I'm pretty sure that's a little bird racist, but sure.
I don't get it. Explain it to me.
Explain when you're older.
The fact that they're being a little cagey about it kind of gives you pause. Like, something's not right. Something is troubling this place. But they, instead of giving you a time scale for an audience, they tell you that provisions will be made available, what little they have, to make you and your companions who have come so far comfortable. While they rest, they advise you to take the time to meditate. And when the time is right, an audience will be granted with the high priests. And they hope that you're able to find the wisdom that you seek.
And Wendy will nod. I think the way that Wendy would go about this is she would stay meditating with her party for about an hour to make sure that they're recovering, and then she's absolutely too curious to not just start looking to find out what the hell's going on here.
So yeah, Wendy abandons you guys very quickly. And the
I gave you an hour.
The best place they have for you is kind of a like Nodal said, like a storeroom area, and they don't have very many provisions. You guys learn that they don't tend to stock a lot of provisions here. They have natural water and springs in the area. Food is brought up from the ocean. They send acolytes down weekly to bring up fresh fish. They don't do any farming up here. They do some foraging and collecting. So there's really not a whole lot here for you. There's not even so much as a feather bed for you to lay down in. That would be really, really inappropriate in an Aarakocra settlement.
What about fuel for a fire? Because after that bitter cold climb, all Red cares about is sitting in front of a fire for a day or two.
Yes, they do have fire pits.
I feel like at Wendy's monastery, you would absolutely find feather beds. They would be the sort of people who would be like, well, we've got it, so...
Well, yeah, but you only think that because you lay in, like, a skin bed. You've got, like, a Buffalo Bill situation in there.
Well, you know.
Wendy, make an investigation check. You can do this at advantage because these are your peoples, and they are not inclined to... Well, first of all, they're very curious about your injury.
Yeah. And I'll tell them to pretty nonchalantly, like, yeah, I mean, we were fighting some flying eyes. It was messed up.
How did investigation go?
That's a 12.
So, like I said earlier, something's just very not right. You get a sense that the place is undermanned. Like, you would not expect a large population in any of these monasteries, but there's fewer monks and acolytes here as you expected. They also skew a little bit older than you expected. You don't see anybody your age, any youth, really. And you just get this very uneasy feeling as you spend the day going amongst the monks, wow, that's a weird sentence. It sounded like I didn't say that right, but I did. Amongst the monks. You get a very uneasy feeling spending time with them. They're all very cordial to you. They're very polite. They're very forthcoming with the kind of works and meditations that their order is up to. They're very physical. They have a lot of martial training and secrets. And in fact, the Council of Akkad does meet here. But you're not able to uncover what is wrong. And as to date, you're not granted the audience.
Adrex, want to play some dice?
Well, here's what Adrex is doing.
Okay.
Adrex realizes that there's no, like, any sort of bathroom in this place. So he has held it in for as long as he possibly could until he can't hold it in anymore and just finds the edge of a cliff and goes to town.
I'm glad we described this. I was
I
watching.
mean, they're bird monks, so they probably can't even control their sphincters.
I was watching a
So-
YouTube video the other day,
This
like
is
one
what
of these,
Adrex is doing.
one of these DM tips and tricks videos. You know, like how to solve DMing problems. And one of the things they said is certain things that you leave off screen. For example, players in D&D never describe their character going to the privy.
Well, this is Adrex, which means that he has obviously done something. Like now he's gained attention. People are watching and staring, and it's freaking Adrex out. So now he can't really do it. But
Adrex
that's what Adrex is doing.
Adrex poops on a pigeon and goes, "How do you like it, fucker?"
You guys, you're regarded very curiously by the monks here, but there's a language barrier. None of you, as far as I know, speak Aarakocra, and they don't speak anything else. It's also very difficult for you guys to get around this place. It's built on a variety of perches. Like, even just moving around, you're doing just a lot of climbing. Everybody go ahead and take the benefit of a long rest.
Yeah, long rest.
It's really good for your core, though.
Raazu's doing what?
Raazu was doing absolutely no climbing.
You just stay and
Raazu
put
was
your
just
kicking
like, "I'm
back.
going to bed."
Yeah, basically.
And Birdie, the rocks is high up in the mountain. There's no soil. You can't dig into it.
Thank you for telling me that specifically.
All right.
It bothers me that I was going to actually dig a hole and he saw it coming.
I know you so well.
Birdie tries to lay a tripwire, and then it's just like, "Oh, they fly."
I was just gonna dig a hole to take a nap in.
Players don't describe going to the privy.
Like, that's some terrible games. That they
I've
would
had
play.
bathroom combat.
So let's just go down the
Let's-
list real quick, and we'll tie up one last action for everybody before Wendy's audience. Birdie, you're not digging. What are you doing here? Are you exploring the whole complex, or are you like hanging out with Raazu, staying put, recuperating?
I'm just sleeping.
You're just gonna recuperate?
Yeah.
All right. Adrex, you took a mighty dump. And then what?
Mighty dump on the mighty dump.
He has not given up on this Elvish book.
Okay.
So he's going through it. It sounds like a second time. Sounds like he went through it already, for the most part.
Well, during the
And
journey here, you were able to transcribe the entire thing.
The entire thing,
Yeah.
yeah. So, but he's going over it again, fine tooth comb,
Okay.
making sure that it's not going to work. Specifically looking for things like flaming and but ultimately coming up empty. But
Make
he's
an
obsessing over it.
intelligence check. DC is 20.
Adrex finds out if you put dwarven oil onto your weapon, you can light it up.
Come on, that's one. Oh, that's the all right. That's a book.
You understand the individual words in the book.
The book is very delicious.
You put together sentences sometimes.
What gives Adrex a headache again, even though he's already translated it?
Oh, there's no mechanics for not being able to understand a book.
Raazu, well, I was giving him the check to see whether or not I could justify giving him a trained skill in Elvish religion,
Yeah.
but I mean he rolled a 1, so
As you do.
I guess I should
Are
give
there
him.
any other numbers on the dice?
He should get the exact opposite. So I guess now he's trained in Dwarvish religion.
Is there any way I could continue working on learning a language?
Yes, we're about to do all of that in a second.
Okay.
What is Red doing during this time in the monastery?
Destil?
So are all the Aarakocra here like martial arts monks, like Windy?
Yeah, that's a big part of their focus.
Yeah.
If you know, Eric.
Red's gonna see if they can, get some sparring practice in.
Okay. Are you doing this with your sword, or are you doing this
Yep.
armed?
Yeah, Windy uses a sword.
Okay.
I figure there's got to be somebody here who uses a sword.
And
Wait, I gotta roll this at disadvantage because I'm exhausted.
that's true. Yes.
I'm on double 1. Oh, so close.
Almost there.
Sorry.
Oh,
So it would have been better if it was a 20.
All right. So, yeah, their fighting style is very. It's not unknown to you because you've seen Windy fight, but I mean the Aarakocra, they fight a lot off the ground. They do a lot of, even when they're not flying, their movements are very swooping. They incorporate their feet in a lot of their attacks. It's much different from even the gladiator pits you remember from back in the day. You never had a Birdman in one of those.
Yeah, we didn't cage in the ceiling.
You had a
All right.
Birdman for about 5 seconds.
Let's go ahead and award all of our blips and things, and then Adrex, in particular, we're going to burn up your downtime. I'm going to give everybody 2 weeks of downtime for the journey to the island that you guys can burn up as far as trying to learn spells and things, making progress on language, anything you can do downtime while traveling. We'll start with Adrex because I know he has to leave, and I'm going to go quiet for a second to set up a straw poll and tally up some experience.
What does he want me to do?
He wants you
Come
to
up with
figure out
your
what you want to do
downtime
with your
actions.
downtime.
You wanted to try and make a flaming sword, right?
Yeah. Do you know the rune?
Maybe. Like, do you want like elemental weapon, or do you want searing smite?
Elemental weapon first.
Okay, try.
This is gonna be great because I can't draw either. So
Well, clearly you've been practicing for the Adrex journal.
where's just like the pencil?
It's you just click
the
the
paint tool.
pencil.
Vector paint tool.
It's just vector paint. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
So
there used to
I-
just be a pencil. All right.
So it's if you scroll up in the chat there, it's there.
Cool. That helps. That's not it. Thanks. Okay. So it's the middle thing with the 6 lines. What is? Okay. Oh, and the squiggly thing.
It's all squiggly.
Okay.
It's all squiggly these days.
Squiggly the bigly.
So I'm gonna draw it as best I can. 3 lines, middle thing. 3 lines. That's the top, right?
Yeah.
This middle part I'm kind of weirded about, but it looks like it goes like this.
I would
and
say to save time to
this,
Oh, right.
this,
Right.
then
2 lightning bolts.
that.
Right. Yeah. On both sides.
Both sides. Are they mirrored like that?
Yeah, they're identical.
Okay.
So they're
That-
not mirrored.
Yeah, they're not mirrored. You're right. And
I can't help you with the bottom part. You just gotta wing it, man.
That
Okay, so let's talk about blips while he's doing that.
Who's the most creative today?
Let's see.
So,
I
I don't know. None of us.
that.
Okay, let's move on.
Yeah,
then.
we'll go back. Sorry, I was drawing a.
Who's the who was the most helpful to the party's ends today?
I mean, you bled a lot.
I feel like Red brokering peace with Southling guy
I think Red
is a pretty
good
good
for that one.
shout.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
down for that. Who was a badass today? Well, my vote is for Wendy. For
cutting yourself. Yeah,
For that tank
Yeah.
switch, yeah.
yeah,
Clutch
I'm done
tank
with
switch.
cutting herself to bait out the bullshit. And then intangible.
I mean, I was also helpful by not stealing the candle.
You tried though.
No, I didn't. I
But
did
if
not.
you only gave flips for things that were actually helpful and not attempting to be helpful, you never hand out any blips.
I don't think
a-
that's true.
I asked for the candle. There's a difference.
Can I nominate myself for taking all of that damage? I was down to one there at the
For
end.
having a lot of blood.
Yeah,
having a
I'm
lot
good
of-
with
Yeah,
that.
that's fine.
Having all of your blood outside of your body. There you
But
go.
we still need creative.
Yeah.
The hunger of Hadar. I don't think I should get that anymore because that's just my answer for everything now.
Yeah. Trying to think. What
You
did
know,
it
I
do?
actually liked using that second scroll to send the guys back into the though.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
yeah,
that was good. Yeah, putting him back into hunger.
Welcome back to the own zone.
Go back to the own zone. I love it.
All right.
All right.
I have successfully mathed. Adrix, 2 weeks worth of downtime actions. What did you want to do with that?
Apparently, I'm researching a spell, researching a rune.
Where would you like to
Elemental
draw this
weapon.
rune here?
I've already
He's
drawn
actually
it.
already drawn it. It's a little
Yeah.
Oh,
hard to read.
I think
It's
I
orangey.
get the gist. Elemental
Do you?
weapon.
Do you get the gist?
I'm pretty sure I see what you're going for here.
Okay. This is
I
a
went through the same
translation.
thing with.
This is like a Google Translate of a.
I
Give me
did
a
my
moment.
best. I did my best to help him. It's up to God now.
He's got to roll.
Running God and everybody.
Say that the brick road's gonna go right to his head.
Oh, I already know that I'm your god. Don't worry.
Yeah, no, you're right, it did.
Yeah, didn't even take long.
No.
Instant. I think Wendy's the first character that I've ever put a height and weight in for their description. And it's mostly because I really enjoy how she's only 4'10" and 80 pounds. Aarakocra are good.
Well, yeah.
Okay, let me see here.
Don't worry, Adrix has the roll to fail too.
Did you make an Arcana check?
It's Arcana Wisdom. And what's the
Intellect.
DC? Andy?
Arcana Intelligence.
Even worse. Cool.
DC is 20.
Is it 20? I thought it was 15.
Nope.
DC is 20. Intelligence Arcana.
You can expend.
One! Yes! Keep the streak alive!
A reverse roll.
It's
Okay.
literally
You
getting
So-
got 14
improbable.
rolls.
Here's
It's-
the good news. The rune is correct,
Is it really?
but the check failed, which means I think the rune is correct. Yeah, the rune is correct. So you have 13 more chances at advantage to pass an Intelligence Arcana check.
What happens after 13 checks?
He can continue making the check in the future at advantage. But 13 checks is all he's going to get in this journey.
Oh,
Oh, okay. So
Yeah, this is 2 weeks worth of downtime, so this is 13 long rests. Assuming he does nothing else during the long rests.
DC doesn't go down, right?
Nope.
Stays the same.
Stays at 20. You could lower it by paying 100 gold pieces of materials for a +1 bonus.
Birdie, I don't think it's working. Birdie, I don't think it's working.
Do you have to
What do you
literally
have to
roll a
roll?
20?
yes,
Yeah.
he does.
Oh.
Birdie, I don't think it's working.
That was what, 3?
It's 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
That was 4?
Birdie, I don't think it's working.
There was
Birdie, I
5.
don't think it's working.
Poor McDohl. Like, I think this is just a test to.
Birdie, I don't think it's working.
That
I
was
think
5.
this is just a test to see if McDohl can actually roll.
Oh, almost.
Birdie, I don't think it's working.
6.
We just got the title for the session.
Birdie, I don't think it's working.
7.
Birdie, I don't think it's working.
8.
8.
Birdie, I don't think it's working.
9.
This is mathematically improbable.
Birdie, he doesn't
Birdie.
think this is working.
10.
Red just looks over his shoulders in the middle of the night one.
11.
Alright, now you're on the mountain, so say it really tired.
Birdie, I don't think it's working.
12. This is it. This is all the monkeys.
Oh, this is.
Birdie.
Wait, hold on. Wait.
Birdie, this is
If we
bullshit.
If we spent 200, like, do we have the gold to give him this?
Well, he already didn't spend it, though. He already
I
made
didn't
13.
Yeah.
send that.
Future checks, he can continue to make add advantage with this rune. So make a note that you're able to do that.
It doesn't matter. I'm never gonna be able to cast this spell.
Adrex, there is
Yeah.
nothing in your elven book that is even remotely helpful with this endeavor. Not even a little bit. Let's award some blips.
Uh,
Who's the most
Adrex,
creative
I'm
today?
giving you... I give you your alignment blip. Everyone tries to be good. People who don't see it that way are dumb. For coming to the realization that, hey, it turns out there's at least one good orc in existence. You want to make any other arguments?
I mean, no, there's not. They cut his
I'm
head
not
off.
talking to you. Adrex.
Was one good orc.
No.
No? Okay.
You
Raazu.
guys,
Hey,
I award you your aspect. When your anger is roused, you have trouble thinking straight, and you fear you might do something you regret. You lost a lot of blood, and continued to stay there, and you ended up killing both of those red caps for standing your ground. You want to make any other arguments?
sword arm is only the beginning of a greater world, but is a necessary first step.
Okay.
That was going to be the same thing. So shit. I will take any advantage I can if it will aid my allies regarding consequences.
For what?
For letting, like normally her pride would have like said, no, fuck you, Wendy. I'm staying in this to the bitter end, but she decided that no, it was probably a better idea to. She thought better of it and decided to step back and let Wendy take this.
Okay.
To step in there.
Anything else? Wendy,
Mm-hmm.
I awarded you 2. First for your alignment, law and chaos or misunderstandings of the world's nature. Good is working for the benefit of something other than yourself. For your part in the discussion with the general, making the world a better place by potentially entering this arrangement where you'll swap magical information, even though humans are dirty, filthy, mistrustful creatures. I also award you your bond. Our place in the world is to take apart what isn't working and make something that is. Wait, you know what? I just awarded you 2 blips for the same exact thing, because that was the same reason I gave you your bond. I'm erasing one of those.
All right, erase good, because I got something else for good.
Okay, what do you got?
All right, so I've got monastic tradition redirection for stunning the red cap and then kicking him back into the horrible tentacles.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
I've got good as working for the benefit of something other than yourself for kicking Raazu out of the way and taking a huge hit in order to take more huge hits. And I think the last one I was going to say was my bond, so I think I'm good.
Okay.
Burkrod,
What?
I've got one for good and evil are subjective distinctions. What matters is your own ethics. She bit her tongue almost completely off during that whole discussion with the Golden General, because that was like she entered into that arrangement with under protest.
Birdie, I'm awarding you your ideal for attempting to swipe that magical candle and then get a hold of the Elven book. You have anything else for me?
Alignment for I was willing to help the general for something in return, which was the book and potentially the candle, but I was overturned on that.
That's pretty much the exact definition of your alignment. Yes. Anything else?
No.
And Red, I gave you your bond. I'll maintain the prosperity of our lands, even if it means doing what I or my companions find distasteful. I think it's fair to say that all of your companions found the deal with the general distasteful.
Yep.
Anything else?
Alignment, neutral good, survival requires the greatest good for the greatest number, in the hopes that sharing magical knowledge would let both the Southlings and, the people in our lands prosper a little bit more.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. We give 1 blip for the most creative solution to a problem.
Did we come up with an answer for that one?
That was teleporting the guys back into the Hunger of Power.
Yes,
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
So for
That
Wendy...
was
No, teleported.
Birdie.
That was
the
Birdie.
scatter scroll. Yes. Okay.
scatter scroll. Yes.
Who furthered the party's goals the most this week?
I guess kicking is like teleporting with your foot.
Red for taking the lead on that whole negotiation with the Golden General.
Okay. Who was the biggest badass this week?
That is Wendy for cutting herself 2 tank swap.
Are we sure that Wendy cut herself to help the party and not because she's just depressed because she's blind? And like emo
No, that
music
was
hasn't been invented yet?
Wendy's going to become a huge ICP fan.
Oh, that's terrible. We give 1 blip for intangibles.
Raazu's blood was very intangible by the end of that con.
Is that what we're going with?
All the blood was outside of her body.
All right.
I was literally at
The
one.
blood
hit
was
point,
still
Burkrod.
there.
And Adrex won the straw poll. I have to assume for pooping off the side of a mountain. I have to assume. So, Raazu, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 blips for you.
Cool.
Wendy, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 for you. Adrex, I have 1, 2. Only the 2?
Only the
Blips
2.
blips are 366, right?
Yes.
You guys need to start writing them.
3 for Adrex because of the blog posts.
Yeah.
Yay!
Birdie, I have 1, 2, 3 for you.
Plus, I was told to remind you, even though I don't remember this conversation from previous,
Remind me what?
about the Flumph videos.
Did you archive one this week?
No.
So
It wasn't 1-2 archive.
How much XP for the red caps?
haven't said that yet.
Okay, so like he tells me to remind him, and then when I do, it's like, oh, you didn't do it.
You didn't do one this week. I mean, we didn't get to play. Red, I have 1, 2, 3 for you.
Yep.
Red cap XP, 383 experience for each of you. That's 2 red caps. I split it 6 ways because those arrows did a lot of the work. So I gave 1/6 of your experience to the human army.
Is it available?
Did what?
Did they level?
Yeah, what does the human army get at level 4?
I think probably the only two characters with actual class levels there were the GIF and the Halfling, I imagine. Alright, when we
I
come
can't
back...
believe they call us monsters and they have a hippo man.
Let's be real. The only reason the Hippo Man was there was because Brick really, really wanted to use the Hippo Man.
I love the GIF. GIF were a mainstay in all of my homebrew campaigns for many, many, many years. In fact, Ironheart is literally just a character from those old campaigns. Alright, I think that wraps all of it up.
What's Flip worth right now?
366.
Okay.
So Adrex, you're dismissed. Go in peace, my friend. And then the rest of you, we have 2 weeks of downtime. You guys can resolve. Who wants to go first?
I mean, I'll go first. I'm going to also learn this spell just to rub it in Adrex's face.
So what spell are you trying to create? He couldn't even wait until he was out of the call. He had to say it. He had to make sure he said it before.
Yeah, I'm learning a spell too, by the way.
Okay. So what spell are you trying to do, Birdie?
This one. I think I'm not doing it for that reason. I'm doing it because I want to. I need some way to do magical.
Okay. What's the name of the spell you're trying to make?
Hold on. I lost the page.
Is it the same spell that Adrex was learning?
It's elemental weapon.
Okay.
That's it.
And you're going with this rune?
Yes.
This is what you're going with?
Yes.
Final answer?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and make that check.
That is not a 20. That is a 19.
Okay. Well, you have the correct rune, so you're able to make subsequent checks at advantage.
Wait, that's the right one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The correct rune. It was correct for Adrex.
Yep.
So that would be 15 plus 9, so 24.
So, Birdie, you learn the spell Elemental Weapon. It's a third level transmutation. That means it costs 3 blips to cast. Here's the rub. You do not get to pick a damage type. When you cast Elemental Weapon on the weapon, it deals its extra damage as force damage.
Okay.
That's the
But
best
it
damage.
does count as magical damage.
Okay.
Okay. What are you doing? Anything else for the subsequent downtime?
No, I just say I was helping Adrex.
By helping, you mean sitting on his shoulder and telling him, "Transcribe faster, asshole." What is Windy doing during this time? You're trying to learn a spell?
I'm trying to learn a spell. Can I have a tablet?
Like a website tablet, or
Yeah, like a website tablet.
oh, did you actually upload it?
Yeah.
Oh, look at this guy being all fancy.
Got his Wacom up and just doodling that out.
Oh, I see. We've updated Tabletop Simulator, so loading tablets is a bad idea again. Sure, whatever. Open that URL. That's fine.
That's a Super Mario Brothers 2 turnip.
That's that it is absolutely. So
I'm
what spell?
trying to learn how to summon turnip.
What spell are you trying to make?
Shield.
Shields. All right, let me see here. It's going to sound like I'm not paying attention for a second, but I'm doing a lot of Photoshop magic on my end.
Photoshop magic.
I got one of these wrong the other day, and I felt really bad about it.
I mean, you shouldn't. All it did was cause distress for me.
I love it when stuff causes distress for you.
I know.
It's true.
He squeaks.
I don't actually squeak. I just want everybody listening to this to know that.
I just listen, guys. Real talk.
Squeaking has to stop.
No squeaking.
Wait, why are we not allowed to squeak?
Oh, anyone else is allowed to squeak.
Can I squeak?
Yeah.
Yes.
Actually,
Treble's
no.
not
This is
allowed.
Dungeons and Dragons, not Fable.
So shield spell, and that's the rune we're going with, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and make that check.
All right. That's a fail.
That's a fail. You failed the check, and the rune is wrong, so you do not get
All
to
right.
make subsequent
I have another
damage.
try.
So are we trying with the same rune?
No.
Do you have a different rune to show me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to try. Let me open up the spellcraft workshop.
I didn't know there was a spellcraft workshop.
There is.
Oh, okay.
We've got data for all of this.
So I'm just going to use the same top, but I'm going to redraw the bottom.
Mhm.
So since I don't have this bone prepared, I'm just going to draw it over here.
Okay. I think I see what you're going for here.
Yeah. And I'll make that roll again.
Yep.
13.
That's it, just 13 unmodified?
Unmodified.
Okay. You have the rune wrong, and you failed the roll.
All right. I'm going to try one more. I'm just going to keep trying all the bottoms.
Brute
Because I
force
don't
it.
super understand the bottoms.
Yeah, nor I.
I always figured Nodal was a top.
12.
12 with this new rune?
Yeah.
Well, that's a failed roll, and you have the wrong rune.
Huh. Birdie, does the rest of it look good to you?
Yeah, you got one more bottom to try.
Yeah. Let's give that one a shot.
Developing magical power by throwing spaghetti at the wall and seeing what's...
I mean,
That's the best way to develop magical power.
that's the actual reason I designed it this way.
And I think there's another little bit right here. And let's give that roll again.
Okay.
3.
Okay, and you failed the check, and the rune is wrong.
Huh. Alright, I'm gonna try a different spell this time.
Okay, this is
Just 'cause
your
I'm curious.
this is your 5th spellcraft, correct? We've gone through 4 iterations of this.
Yep.
Okay. What are we trying now?
Light.
The light cantrip?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, she's been hanging around that flashlight wand forever. Like, let's be real.
I'll go with...
Oh, sorry, I
With
gotta
that-
click open.
Yeah.
I'm on 3 different windows. I got the laptop and tabletop and my phone here, so 3 different things we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to go ahead and make that roll?
Yep. That's an 18.
An 18. So the rune is wrong and the roll is failed.
You are useless to me, Birdie. Alright, I'm just gonna go back to shield and I'm just gonna make the last 8 rolls.
With which of the runes? This newest one?
No, the first one. I like that one the best. It's my favorite.
The first one with this bottom here? With the
Yeah.
angular parts? Okay. So if you see it's
Not
20
super
here,
loving that you need to know the answer to that, but
So you got 7 dice, 8 dice.
and
No 20s.
so no 20s.
And you spend the entire journey frustrated by your attempts to spellcraft. What is Red doing with his downtime through the journey?
Making poison.
Spend the whole 14 days making more poison?
Yep.
Okay, what kinds are you making?
Let's see. Right, the first one I'm going to make. Where's my current progress? I currently have 12 gold pieces towards Malice, so we'll see what happens after.
Okay.
6, 7.
This is why it's good to have infinite d20s.
13. There we go. Get over here.
Hey, Brick.
Yeah.
Can I just ask a quick question?
Sure.
This right here is Extract Rune, right? And that's a level 1 spell?
It is a level 1 spell, yes.
Okay.
That is Extract Ring.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
Gotta break out a calculator for a second.
The confusion, I think, I know what that from. The confusion he's having is, we've kind of sussed out that these little ticks in the middle are level, and the level 1s and the level 0s all have this one little tick.
Is that what you think?
That's where we're at. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so I made 192 gold pieces of progress, which does not complete that poison of malice I've been working on.
That's an expensive poison. What is that?
It's like a.
What does
I'll
it do?
tell you what it does in 1 second. I mean, 250 is like kind of the base level. Like none of the good ones cost less than that.
I'm scared. What this?
Inhaled DC con 15 con save or be poisoned for 1 hour. While poisoned, the target is blinded.
Oh, okay. And who did we not do? Raazu.
This is pretty simple. I'm making 2 weeks of progress on learning.
Still speaking Moakton?
Yep.
Okay.
So, question to you, Brick.
Okay.
So we can gain proficiencies and skills by like finding teachers and stuff. Would Birdie be a competent enough teacher to teach proficiency in Arcana to them?
Yes, you can teach any skill or tool or language to another party member that you are trained in. So yeah, if they want to spend their downtime learning the Arcana skill from Birdie, that's something you can absolutely do.
That's probably the only way that we're going to get you guys spells, barring an incredibly lucky roll.
Raazu nailed that Dominate Person on her first try. Was
Yes.
I mean,
astounding.
I've got a +2 intelligence, but that's not great.
All right, when we pick it up next week, we have the little mini adventure in Birdman Island. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and open up my Twitch chat and rap with them for a second since we're breaking a little bit early this week. What's up, Twitch chat? How's everybody doing?
Hey, if you guys don't mind, I'm gonna book.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
Later.
Later, folks.
Peace out. I'm going to have to start making dinner for my lady wife soon. I'm supposed to have it done by the time she gets home from work. If not, I have to go back in the closet.
It's fair.
That's fair? You think that's fair?
Absolutely.
Oh my god, this is why you're not married.
Next weekend, not this coming weekend, but the weekend after. Here, so really excited for that.
Wait, what's happening weekend after next?
Simon's moving in with me.
Is he going to make you live in a closet?
Nope.
No?
Then how's it fair?
Then how's it fair then?
Oh, yeah. Listen, Brick Road.
Well, no,
What
listen, Simon, when you watch this episode, it's only fair that you make him live in a closet. He said it was fair when my wife does it to me. So...
Listen, Brick Road. What happens between two gay men, and their closet is entirely between them.
Oh, no. See, this is what you don't understand. When you get married, both people lose their entire gender identity, and it just becomes a spouse and another spouse. This is no longer a man-woman thing. It's like you have a spouse, and your spouse makes you live in the closet. See how this works?
I don't quite understand, but okay, I'll take your...
It's not something single people can possibly understand. There is an entire cabal of secret and ancient wisdom that you become privy to when you finally get married.
I don't believe that. In fact, I would argue that you lose things.
What do you lose then? Let's get heavy and real for a minute.
The ability
Things.
to have sex with whoever you want. Like that's a pretty big one.
Yeah, what happens if you only want to have sex with one person?
Then marry that person. What's the problem? That's why I tell people, I'm not straight or gay. I'm a peanut sexual.
All right, guys. I'm also gonna go. I will see you guys next time.
I think I should just leave the stream going for hours and hours and hours, so Treble has to go cut all this out.
I agree with that.
All right, I think I've got everybody for next week. We'll do the other half of the Birdman mini adventure, and then I've got one more mini adventure with... I'm not going to tell the viewers what it is. They'll see next week. Peace out, kids. Sleep well.
Later.